So this mountaineering journey started in June. Actually, earlier, we started talking with Dr. Faith. She's a friend of mine. We go to the same church.
Ah, okay.
And she's been a mountaineer for a while. She started climbing mountains from what age?
From when I think I grew up like that. I come from a very hilly place called Kilungu in Makueni.
Okay.
A very hilly, nice place, and we used to go for hiking. And I remember maybe the very first hike I can remember was in class 3 to a place called Mount Kyauta in Kilungu.
So you started climbing mountains from class 3?
Yeah, so it's become a lifestyle. So it's something you can't pick when it actually started.
Yeah.
But it's just something you grew
up like
my
that.
My family we just used to do adventures and grew up like that. My brother, who is my trainer, my brother Steve Macau, he's even now my trainer. We've just been doing climbs and adventure.
Yeah.
And the nature, actually the nature is basically what we've been doing. Yes.
So the two of you friends fellowship in the same church, and you decided to what?
So she told me about going to Everest, and she's like, she wants to go with a cause. And we know how mental health is in our country and even globally. So we're like, okay, why don't we talk about mental health awareness? And my interest is the young, especially adolescents, because statistics show that 75% of mental health challenges start in this age group.
Okay.
So if we can be able to raise awareness and help them transition through this period.
Right.
I'm sure you remember your adolescence.
Yeah.
And how everything felt like nobody understands you.
Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just helping them transition through this phase, you know, to adulthood easily, or in a better way.
Right.
It's where now the focus came in. So we're like, why don't we have a reason to go up? So initially, I was just supporting her.
Yeah.
I'm a founder of Tunza Afya Africa, a mental health awareness organization. So I was like, okay, as we'll back you up, we'll go with you. And she introduced me to KG, the first Kenyan citizen to summit Everest.
Oh, wow.
He summited in April this year.
April 2022.
2022, last year, sorry. When we met, and of course he talked us through it, he told us what the pointers we need to do. And I was like, okay, yeah, Faith, we'll back you up. Yes, we'll do this. So one day he says, why don't you go as a team, not one person? So I was like, okay, Faith, look for people. I will still support it. Still support, yes. Then in one of the meetings we were having, he's like, why do you keep looking for people? Why can't you join? And I'd hurt my knee in 2020 in the gym. So I knew outdoorsy things may not be really good for me.
Right.
And then he tells me I was supposed to go for a knee replacement surgery before going to Everest.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, if you can hike with a knee that's that bad that needs replacement. So I was like, so how do you do it? It's like, you just know how to step. You know, you're conscious of every move you make, so you don't put any pressure on the knee. And just like that, I started. And before we knew it, we were two. Shiko came along, and this is where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Faith, why did you want to do Everest? I mean, I read your profile. I said, I'll just let you tell your own story because you have done this before. A lot of things around that mountain. First, where is that mountain located even?
Yeah, thank you. So the mountain is located in Nepal, and actually I'd done Mount Kenya. I'd done so many times, 6 times. I'd done Kilimanjaro twice, and all the other small mountains and the Aberdares countless times. So the first time I was looking for a challenge, a bigger challenge, and I decided to do the Everest up to the base camp. And the moment, and actually for me, mountaineering is a way of like mental health, like refreshing, like just being out there in the nature is just refreshing.
Yeah. And
you're able to connect with God. So when I did Everest last year in 2021, that was in October. That was after I finished and graduated with my doctorate. So it was a way of celebrating my doctorate and also a way of reflecting, thanking God for so many things, the doctorate, life, my family. So it was just a way of celebrating. And when I went there, it was really amazing. Just looking, because once you get from Nairobi, you get to Kathmandu. It is a city busy with people, climbers. So from there, from Kathmandu, we go to Lukla, where we start now the climb. So the Everest region, just seeing all those above 6,000 peaks, whereby I think for Nepal standard, 6,000 meters above sea level is just normal.
Good Lord. Is it like a hilly country?
Yeah, it's a country full of hills and peaks. So because the Everest is just the highest, but there are so many other peaks like Amada Blam, there is Choyu. So you find so many peaks which are above 6,000, others 7,000, others 8,000, then Island Peak. So you just look at the peaks and you just see the amazing nature, the wonders of God's creation.